It's your boy Boss Shorty from the rack, man. I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. That shit was heat.
They keep telling me to keep my head high. I cry every day, but I try to stay focused. They kill my little brother in front of me. He tried to run at me, man. That's what.
All right, so we got Boss Shorty jumping off the porch with us today.
Yo.
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. You know, it's the weekend, Atlanta. Time to turn up, man.
Bro.
Yes, sir, man. Nah, I appreciate you coming by today, too,
I
man.
appreciate y'all having me.
No problem, man. Yeah, first off, just go ahead and introduce who you got sitting behind you today, too, man.
I got my boy Boogie 147 Boog. You know, I'm Boss Shorty. I'm from the rack. I'm from Chicago, you feel me? This is my boy. He down here in Atlanta, but I be down here fucking around from time to time.
Okay. So what else you got planned during this trip to Atlanta, man?
I'm really just chilling. I came down here specifically for y'all, so you should feel, you know, yeah. But I'm actually enjoying myself. I'm gonna hit a few clubs. I might do some studio time with y'all too, you feel me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what's good, bro. So like you said, man, you're from Chicago. So, man, what's new in, Chicago, man? There's a lot of bad news I'm hearing.
Yeah.
You know, is it really like that up there?
Yeah, it's actually fucked up. It's fucked up in the rack for real. Like, I come out here and I feel like I get a breeze, you know? Mm-hmm. It's fucked up out here too, but it ain't to me because I ain't from here. And I feel like this a big music platform, so Atlanta actually a good place for me to be, you know?
Yeah.
So, hell yeah.
All right, so you're from the west side of Chicago, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So kind of just speak on like the culture, man, like what goes on the west and, how does it compare to the rest of the city of Chicago?
I mean, when people think about Chicago, I'm sure they think about out west. That's where, we got a lot of artists from out west too. That's the heart of the city. I fuck with out south. I ain't saying shit bad about out south, but out west, that's the best side. We got a lot of shit going on, a lot of money getters, a lot of bad bitches, a lot of, you feel me? But for the most part, out west will be where you want to come to if you come to the rack,
Okay. So like, what's some of the spots to hit, man? What you guys got to eat out there on the west side then?
On the west side, on the restaurant side, I'll say out south got us on that.
For real?
Yeah, cause it's like, we got Soleil. We got a restaurant, Soleil. That's a soul food restaurant. We got, trying to think about what my girl like to eat. We got Pete's. That's a restaurant. That's a decent restaurant if you like Italian beef, gyros and shit like that.
Okay.
But yeah, for the most part, our south got it for the restaurant.
I got you, man. Do you feel like?
Oh, Uncle Remus for sure. I don't fuck with Uncle Remus because they high as hell, but Uncle Remus definitely got some good food. Yeah, $10 for a 4-piece.
God damn.
Yeah.
It be hitting like that though?
Yeah, they sauce good. You ain't never had Uncle Remus? Bro.
You gotta put me on, man.
Yeah, you gonna have to come to the rack for sure, get you a 10-piece or something.
Okay.
$50 or something.
Yeah.
Bro.
Well, they taxing out of towners like
that?
Yeah,
for sure they is.
All right, so when it comes to like the violence in Chicago, man, do you feel like it's gotten worse over the years or has it always been fucked up, man?
I feel like it always been fucked up in the rack, but lately, like these past few years, it like ain't no organization, ain't no morals, they killing kids, babies. Ain't no organization. Everybody want a name for themselves. So it's like somebody gotta be different and try to change our culture. Cause like the people that's coming up under us, they watching the people that they watch like grow up,
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, I say to each his own, but the city, it's snaked out, you gotta move how you gotta move if you wanna live,
Yeah. So what's kept you in Chicago all these years then?
Shit, I'll say I'm in Chicago. I wouldn't say by force, but that's where I'm from. It'd be hard to leave where you come from. So it's like when you actually want different and feel like I finally want different, you will change, or you'll try to move around. That's why I come around, down in Atlanta. This is a big music platform, so I'll fuck around down here for real. Like this would be something if you want to take your career for real,
Oh, absolutely, man. So, like, going back to your childhood, what were you into as a kid? Were you into sports? Were you always into music? Like, what were your hobbies coming up?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I liked the basketball. I liked the music too, but I never was like I grew up to want to do music. I can't say, I ain't gonna lie and say, as I was a kid, it was my dream to be a rapper, because it wasn't. I wanted to hoop, I wanted to do, But over the years growing up, I began to like rap, and I began to that's the way I can express myself. Without talking to people, you feel me? Or without needing a person listening to you, or without hearing they feedback or worrying about a motherfucker talking about you behind your back, you go to the studio and express yourself. Like, that's just for me. I don't know what's the next person. Yeah. But, yeah.
So it's like pretty therapeutic for you. It's like an outlet for you to kind of like get
sure
those emotions, get those, being able to vent to the microphone.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I feel about the studio. So the studio play a big part in my life. I feel like I need to go there more, but I feel like every time I go, I get better. So I just gotta stay in there and stay consistent. It'd be hard when you got other stuff going on though. Like, I got a life too, outside of that, So.
I dig that. So when would you say you jumped off the porch in Chicago? How old were you?
Shit, it depends on what you call off the porch. I've been off the porch, but as far as like getting wild and doing shit like that, I don't know, I probably like after high school. I've been out of school since I was like 16. So I've been had nothing but time on my hand, I done did a lot of fucked up shit. I mean, I ain't too bad of a person though,
Yeah.
So.
It's all about growth as a human,
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I'm saying? Like, if you keep doing the fucked up things, and you gotta look in the mirror and be like, hold on, man. But if you're able to grow from it and learn, be like, all right, there's a better way than doing it.
Yeah, for sure. It's all about a learning experience.
Absolutely, man. So did you have like, any positive role models out there at the time when you first jumped off the porch, or were you kind of just out there by yourself just trying to figure this out?
I always looked up to my daddy. Like, I ain't never really look up to, as far as what you mean? Like people, famous people, or just people in period?
Just people around you.
Yeah, I always looked up to my father, He ain't my biological father, but he been there for me since I was a kid,
Okay.
So I always looked up to him. He always showed me the better route, the better way to take stuff,
Yeah, I feel that. I noticed you've been putting "Long Live Bang" in all of your IG captions, man. So first off, just go ahead and explain who Bang was to you.
Bang, that was my little brother. Tizzle, Bang, that's the same person. I named him that. I gave him his names, That was my protege. He was my, I looked up to him too. Like, little did he know, but that was my little brother. That was my blood brother. I know, everybody called body brothers, everybody like that, but that was my brother. That was my blood brother, you feel me? Same mama, you feel me? Same daddy too, shit. But, yep.
So what type of person was he though? Like, what was his personality? Like, what can you tell us about Bang?
He was a leader. He was a role model. He was himself. He was always to himself. He was cool, outgoing, loving. He was just a good kid, You would have loved to meet him. If he would have been here today, he'd have been he'd have been up here, But it's like, I'm doing this shit for him too. He loved my music. Like, anything I drop, anytime I do any music, I'm calling Bang. I'm calling Tizzle, man. Check this out. You feel me? And he always got something positive to say and keep me going, So it's like, bro was like, shit, he was my role model too. Little did he know, but he looked up to me, I looked up to him. It was me casa,
Yeah. How did you deal with his loss? Did that make you like want to put down the music, or did that kind of motivate you want to even go even harder with this shit?
When I first lost him, it was hard for me. Like, even still to this day, it'd be hard. Like, when I go in the studio, I think about him, but it make me want to keep going. Some days I don't want to do the rap shit. I ain't gonna lie. Some days, every day be like up and down. So I just try to keep going. But for the most part, I know my little brother loved my music. He loved me to do music. You feel me?
Yeah.
And he was low key my motivation. So right now it be hard for me to do music. I'm unmotivated. I be having to find that light again. Try to find, like my last few studio sessions been like kind of fucked up. Like, I've been emotional as hell, So it been fucked up for me since bro left, but I know he's still here with me. I know what he want me to do, so I'm just trying to do my shit and stay me, be focused,
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, long live Bang, man. Like I said, like, you
Long
definitely
live
keeping
Bang
his
for
name
sure.
alive, all your posts and everything that you're doing, man. Definitely keep his name and his legacy alive for sure.
Yeah, if he was here right now, alive, he'll be posting this shit. He'll be right here, thirsty, happy as hell to see me doing something, So I know that he's smiling right now just seeing me progress with this shit. He just want to see me do better. Bro.
Real shit, man. So, all right, so when it comes to the music, how'd you get into rapping at first? How old were you?
I think I dropped my first, I'm gonna just say I dropped my first video in like 2017.
Okay.
I dropped this little song called Terminator. That bitch went up low key too.
For real?
Real views, no bought views or shit. It wasn't shit. It ain't do shit but like a few thousand. But for me, that was some shit. Cause I wasn't doing that shit. So my first video That shit was Terminator, but I wasn't really consistent with it after that, you know. But that shit was fun. I liked it. And I was like, shit, I could get paid for this shit. But it's like, I just gotta keep going because it ain't that easy, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So what had motivated you or inspired you back then to try at it, man? Like, all right, let me go ahead and drop this song, man.
I tried that shit. Man, I swear to God, me and bro was smoking, just like I'm doing now. And we just started throwing some shit out there, fucking around. And we like, fuck it, we gonna book some studio time and see how that shit sound. We bumped some studio time, we shot some, we recorded some shit. Everybody was fucking with it, they say, so shit, we like, fuck it, we just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So motherfucker just kept dropping music.
Okay. Who'd you grow up listening to? Who were some of your favorite artists?
Number one, for sure, I'm sure you hear this a lot, Chief Keef. You feel me? That was, you feel me? You know he knocked the dough down for this shit for real, and he made African American kids in Chicago feel like they can do it. He influenced, and he was younger, so it's like, you can't never not give him his credit, you know what I'm saying? Like bro, he turned it up for a motherfucker, but shit, Lil Wayne, I've been listening to Lil Wayne, I grew up off Wayne, Gucci.
Okay.
Feel me, I fuck with WAP. I fuck with Smirk too, on bro. I've been fucking with Dirk for a long time on my mama.
He was dope when he first
came out. Yeah,
he was.
He was just he was just behind Chief Keef, you know.
Yeah, his sound was a little different than Keef, so I felt like people kind of slept on that shit.
Yeah, but you know, he stayed down. Look at him now, you know. He doing this shit, but shit, hopefully one day I can get on a song with him or something, you know.
Yeah. So at what point would you say you started taking music like, you know, serious, full time, locking in, spending your money, spending your time on this shit?
Shit, I'll probably say after my second video, because like I said, after I first shot Terminator, it was cool. I'm like, damn, it gave me a little, you feel me, gave me a little hype. I was hearing comments from people, and that's what I actually get a hype about too, feedback from my music, whether it's good or bad. Yeah. I like to see what people got to say, you know? So that shit right there make me want to drop more music. I want to see what else y'all got to say, you know? So shit, after like my second or third video, I just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just start spending my money on this shit. Yeah. And that's what I've been doing.
Okay. So who gave you the name Boss Shorty, or did you come up with that yourself?
That's crazy. I don't even know. I think motherfuckers just started calling me that. I don't even, like, I can't even remember. Like, it was probably some shit me and Bang was fucking around, and then, you know, but that's just me though. Like, I be living up to that shit. Motherfucker know me. Motherfucker know, they know what's going on, you know? So it'd be like, I be having to live up to that shit for real. I be having to watch how I move out here, all type of shit. Watch who I associate with. People don't be right, you feel me? 10-year niggas, 15. So it'd be like, shit, that name for real, you feel me? But yeah, my people call me that. If you know, you know. If you don't, shit, some people might call me Lil Danny. But shit, for the most part, it's Boss Shorty, you know?
I got you, man. So what's your creative process like when you hit the studio? Do you be writing your raps, you punch in, or?
It's crazy you ask that because I used to write, but it's like, I had went to the studio and my first song, that song I know, I got a song I know. I went to the studio and I punched in all that. And since then, I've been punching in. I don't even write my music. Like, that's why it'd be hard for me to do my ins and outs and shit, because I barely be knowing the song for real. Because I just wrote this shit right now, you know?
Yeah.
So I've been punching in lately. So all my shit been like basically off the top. I wouldn't say freestyle, but I go in the studio and I make the song then and I leave. Yeah. So that's creative to me.
Absolutely, yeah. And so what inspires you to hit the studio? Is it like when you're in a good mood? Is when you know, going through some real life shit? Like, all right, I gotta get this shit off my chest, man.
Yeah, when I be needing to go to the studio, exactly like, I be down. Like days I wake up not feeling it, you feel me? I be needing to go. But I be having to make appointments. So I make my appointments in advance, you know? Yeah. And I just try to, every time I go to the studio, I pay for my next session to know I gotta come back here, you know? And that's how I've been doing it. I got a lot of unreleased music. I could flood the streets, but I'm gonna just take my time. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, nah, that's smart. Kind of just drop one video at a time, build that demand up. Absolutely, man. So when you first started dropping, did you have a lot of support? Like outside, of course your inner circle's gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, I say I do. A lot of my people fuck with me. A lot of my people fuck with me. A lot of people be hating too on some hating shit, so they won't fuck with me, but they still watching. You know, that's good publicity too. But I'm a like person for the most part. People fuck with me, you know? And they be like, shit, when I drop something, they be excited. And that shit make me excited. And it make me want to go back to the studio and just keep going.
I feel that. So what's your thoughts on the music scene in Chicago right now, today in 2022?
It's a lot of rappers out there that's trying. I just say keep going. This shit ain't easy. I know motherfuckers be wanting to give up because I be wanting to stop, but just keep going. This shit, it's a big music platform in Chicago, just like Atlanta, you know? So it's like, for me, I ain't giving up. I don't give no fuck what's going on. I'm gonna get there, you know? Yeah. But to everybody else, shit, keep going. Chicago ain't like Atlanta. Atlanta will network. Chicago, a motherfucker will mug you for trying to network, up a strap on you for, you know? So you gotta be careful with, that's why I be needing to surround myself around a different, you know what I'm saying?
Understood. Do you feel like since you're not making drill music, does that help you stand out in the city, or does that, you know, make it more difficult for you since you're not making what pretty much everyone's listening to out there?
I mean, for me, it probably do, but I don't give no fuck. I'm gonna make my music. I'm gonna be myself, you feel me? I know what they want, I'm gonna make my music though. Yeah. My music based off real facts, like real life shit. I don't just go in that bitch saying shit, just rapping, rhyming, you know, this shit that I can relate to, shit that ain't happen, you feel me? And a lot of shit I speak on, shit that will happen, you know? Shit that a motherfucker speaking into existence. Mm-hmm. But I don't be going in the studio talking about shit that I don't know about or none of that shit. Like this shit be factual, like shit that a nigga real life done live, you know?
Yeah, I respect that. Speaking of facts, talk about that song Facts that you had put out, man.
I got my own gun, I ain't gotta call them niggas up. I ain't gonna lie, that's my shit. I just, it's crazy you asked me about that. My homie called me the other day and told me he heard a motherfucker in Minnesota listening to it, so that gave me a like, yeah, that gave me a decent buzz, so like that's my shit, you feel me?
How motivating is that when you hear stuff like that? Like people way up in Minnesota, probably somewhere you never been before, rocking with your shit.
That shit make me feel good inside. Like I said, that's another way of, since my little brother ain't here, that's another way of me using motivation to just keep going, you know? Just shit, don't give up with this shit. And it's like, when I hear somebody listening to my music, like not saying it like this, but when I hear somebody that I don't fuck with liking my music, I like it even more, cause you ain't gotta lie to me. Like I love when my people tell me they fuck with my shit too. But when the outsider come to me and tell me, man, your shit hard, bro, woo out the van, I be like, you don't know me from a can of paint, you ain't gotta tell me that. So I be liking that shit. Like it really make me feel good in the inside, you know?
Absolutely, man, that's hard. And what about the song Wedding Ring?
Wedding Ring, I shot that shit with Young Will. I ain't write that song. I freestyled that. Well, I ain't freestyled it, but I went in the studio and made that shit. That song, that shit a banger too. Like, I feel like I gotta network more, like far as promotion, advertising, far as putting money behind my song. That's my downfall. So I gotta work on that, you know? Yeah.
Do you have anybody you can turn to for advice like that about the music industry or even the business side of things?
Not really, but I can say my boy Whoop, bro, he be keeping me on all my pointers, you know? Bro, like he tell me like, man, Joe, promote your shit, keep this shit business, learn the business side, cause you can drop music all day. If you don't know the business part of this shit, that shit trash, like it's pointless, you know? So really, hell yeah, he the only person really that know about this shit that I know that can tell me about, you know? And bro be telling me about this shit, you know, he be fucking with Cal and them and shit, you know? Okay. So, hell yeah.
No, that's real. And what about the song Truth you put out a couple years ago, man? That shit was hard.
Oh, you fuck with that Truth? Yeah, that shit, the truth, bro. The truth, shit. I mean, I think I wrote that though. I did write that. I wrote that song. I wrote that shit. And then my little brother was in the video. Yeah. You know, that was his shit, you know? So, hell yeah, that was one of my favorite songs that I made, actually. Okay. Truth is one of my favorites.
Yeah. This is the good numbers too, man.
You got a lighter? Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about this new single, Permanent Scar. So just kind of talk about the studio session for creating this one, man.
Yeah, the Permanent Scar, I ain't gonna lie, I was real emotional making that song. It was hard for me to make it. I was like, I cried real tears in the studio, you know? Shit. That shit was like, it was hard for me to even release that shit. Like, it'd be hard for me to listen to that shit. Yeah. And it'd be like, I don't know. I just be like, I don't know. It'd be hard to speak on, you know. Like I don't even believe I made the shit for real. Like that shit just, I don't even believe bro not here. You know, the shit just unbelievable right now. So I just be trying to adapt with life and adapt with, you know what I'm saying?
Understood. Was that your first time hitting the studio after you had passed?
No, it wasn't. It was the second time, but the first time I went, I was just fucking around, just trying to get back to myself, you know?
Yeah.
And then the next time I went, I made that. So the first session was just a fuck around. The next one, I went in there and gave it my all with that, you know? I ain't write that song either. I went to the studio and made it.
I'm sure it was just waiting to get out of you anyway.
Yeah,
you know
for sure it was, yup.
Yeah. Was it any way therapeutic though, at least when you finished recording? Like, all right, at least I'll be able to get some of this shit out.
I feel like it is therapeutic. I like the video. Shout out Rick Dog. He shot that bitch, he cold. And I don't pat myself on the back for music. I like to see what everybody else say. But I got good reviews from the song, you know. So I just want to keep it up. I just want to get better at time with this shit, you know.
Yeah.
But that song definitely came from the heart. It was like, shit, it was hard for me, you know. Shit was emotional.
Yeah, I understood. So what's the next single or next video? You got something tucked away or?
Yeah, I got a lot of unreleased music on, bro. I might shoot some shit while I'm down here in Atlanta. I'm thinking about it. I might shoot a video today. But I got some unreleased shit. I got some shit on the way, so I ain't far as mixtapes. I don't plan on dropping no mixtapes. I'm working on singles right now, you know. So I got an EP that I want to work on, but I ain't gonna say too much about it. You know, I'm gonna just let it flow.
Okay.
I got a lot of new hot shit on the way though, for sure.
Gotcha. Who's some of the producers you've been working with lately?
I've been fucking with Spank. And shit, he really make a lot of my beats. But if I'll be on the internet loafing, just see if I see a nice producer. Master, I got a few of his beats. Master, he decent. But as far as that, yeah, it just be them two. I just be trying to stick with, you know, get chemistry. But I'm open to any producer that, you know, want to work. I'm willing to work.
Yeah.
I'll be looking to work, so.
I got you. What about feature-wise? Have you been working with any other artists lately, or you kind of just be locked in with yourself?
I mean, I do features. It's crazy because if somebody wanted to do a song with me, I wouldn't even know what to say for a feature. I wouldn't even know what to charge, you know? But I'm willing to do songs. I'm open to do songs with people. Like, I ain't like that. I know my music decent too. I ain't just, you know? But I fuck with the features. There's a lot of people I want to do features with.
Yeah.
But you know how that shit go.
For sure. Doing this all independently, man, kind of talk about some of the challenges that come with being an independent artist right now.
It's so crazy. That shit hard, bro. It's hard. Shit, I moved. I don't live with my mama no more. My mama still gave me everything. My mama, you know, do everything for me. So shit, I live with my girl. So me and her, we gotta pay rent now. Shit, I ain't used to paying rent, you know? Shit, so now rent, shit, studio time, my life, you know, all the expensive shit I like, shit, it be hard, but shit, I ain't giving up on none of this shit. It just motivate me to keep going, you feel me? Bro, I like dressing, I like shit, clothes, jewelry, spending money, all that nice shit, I like it, you feel me? So I just be trying to do me. I ain't trying to keep up with the next motherfucker though. This is just, shit, blame my mama. That's how she raised me, bro. She done got me this shit, so I gotta keep up with what she done did, you know?
Nah, understood, man. Like you said, just use that to motivate you. Like, all right, gotta grind even harder for this shit,
Yeah, this shit definitely, I ain't gonna lie, this shit definitely ain't no walk through the park. Bro, this shit is not for the weak.
Nah, that's real. So what are some of your goals for your music career, either short term or long term?
I want to get more consistent with, I want to like drop more videos, drop more content. I want to work with different videographers, you know. I want to drop on different platforms. I just need to network. That's all I want to do is network, get my networking together, promote more, you know, get some features going. Basically working harder, that's it.
Yeah.
The ethics, that's all.
I got you. What's some advice you would share to the youth coming up right now?
To the youth, man, stay out the way. Stay out the way. Stay with y'all family. For real, I ain't gonna lie, the streets ain't what y'all think it is. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not just saying that shit because a motherfucker grew up in the streets, but that shit different now. I know shit different now. Bro, my little brother ain't here, and he was a good motherfucker. He ain't harm no motherfucker, you know? And he was the youth. Bro, he was younger, so just to the youth, man, get on y'all shit. You gotta, they gonna bump their head to see though. Like me telling them, they ain't that shit going one end out the other. They gonna have to bump their head to find out, but shit, when they get it together, they gonna learn, man, that street shit ain't shit. Take care of your family, you know? Get you some money, stay out the way, take care of your family. That's what this shit about at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
For real.
Man. Solid advice right there, man.
Bro.
You guys shout outs you like to give before you wrap it up here?
Yeah, I do. Shout out my family, shit. Shout out my people that came here in the back that y'all ain't see, bro. That mean a lot to me, my mama. I love y'all for that. Shout out my boy right here. You know, shout out my family, that's it. And my support team. Shout out you feel me? Shout out Haze, man. Dirty glove bastard on my mama. Shout out Bang, for sure.
They keep telling me to keep my head high. I cry every day, but I try to stay focused. They killed my little brother in front of me. He tried to run at me. Man, I swear that shit was bogus. Mama had 3